This is the kind of thing that happens to me now. This is what my life's like. I was in Worcester a couple of months ago, and I got caught overnight. I had to stay there against my will. I went into the Travelodge, the Worcester Travelodge. I said, have you got any rooms available here tonight in the Worcester Travelodge? And the Worcester Travelodge woman behind the counter in the Worcester Travelodge said, I don't know. And I said, hang on a minute, this is the Worcester Travelodge that we're in now? She said, yes. I said, you are the woman behind the counter in the Worcester Travelodge? She said, that's correct. I said, and yet you're unable to tell me if there are rooms available in this building, the sole purpose of which is the commercial letting of rooms. She said, that's right. I said, that's all you need to know for your job. In fact, any other information might be superfluous. She said, that's the case. She said, I agree, but the whole thing's done by centralised bookings. You can only book a room by phoning up or through the internet. And I was absolutely furious momentarily, the sheer stupidity of a Travelodge where you were unable to book rooms at the counter in the Travelodge. I was incandescent with rage, and then I thought for a minute, hang on, this is great. Because this is exactly the kind of thing that a 40-year-old stand-up comedian should be writing material about. I thought, yeah, I might come at it from a bit of an oblique angle, you know. I might write a 70s-style comedy sketch where a bloke goes into a shop that sells only apples and says, have you got any apples available? And I say, I don't know, you'll have to ring the National Apple Office. You'd like to see that, wouldn't you? I hate the Travelodge. I'm a 40-year-old stand-up comedian and I hate the Travelodge. No one wants to stay in the Travelodge by choice. It's always a last resort. No one's thinking, I'd love to stay in a room so blandly anonymous that it looks like the burial chamber of the king of an ancient civilization which valued above all bland anonymity. The blandly anonymous burial chamber of a blandly anonymous king of a blandly anonymous civilization, his grave goods to take to the other side, simply 3 individually wrapped biscuits, a sachet of shampoo and a remote control. I'm a 40-year-old stand-up comedian and I hate the Travelodge. It's come to that. I set about trying to destroy the Travelodge. I went into my Travelodge room and I got the individually wrapped biscuits and I chewed them up in my mouth until they were a paste, like a wasp would do. And then I gunged the paste into the electrical sockets in the hope of inconveniencing someone at a later date. I'm a 40-year-old stand-up comedian and I hate the Travelodge. I went into the Travelodge and I took down all the signs that say, in the event of a fire, your nearest exit is here, in the hope that future customers of the Travelodge would die, therefore destroying their customer base. I'm a 40-year-old stand-up comedian and I hate the Travelodge. I hate the Travelodge. You know, it says, please don't waste towels because of ecological issues, only put them in the bath if you use them. I didn't use them and I still put them in the bath. To try and waste their money to drive them out of business. I'm a 40-year-old stand-up comedian and I hate the Travelodge. I went into the Travelodge room, I threw the television out the window, but I forgot to pull the plug up and it bounced back and hit me in the face. I'm a 40-year-old stand-up comedian and I hate the Travelodge. And there's another glib truism about stand-up. People say the best stand-up comedians die young, but they don't. It's just that some of them are fortunate enough to die before they write their I hate the Travelodge routine. I wish I was dead. I wish that I was dead.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
May I have one bag of these lovely red apples, please?
That depends, sir.
On what?
On whether I have any apples in stock, sir.
There are literally dozens of apples here. Why, I can see them with my very own 2 eyes.
That's as may be, sir, but I'm afraid you'll have to call head office to find out if I've got any available to sell, sir.
Head office?
Yes, sir, the National Apple Office, sir.
What? But this is ridiculous.
You can't expect me to just look and see if I've got any apples, sir. My job is to sell apples, not to know if I've got any apples to sell, sir.
Oh, good heavens, man.
That's the number, sir.
Oh, very well. Hello? Is that the National Apples Office? Yes, I'm calling from...
Kevin's Apple Shop.
Kevin's Apple Shop. I wondered if you could tell me if you had any apples in stock there. There are. Thank you. There. A bag of apples, please.
Certainly, sir. What type, sir?
What?
What type, sir? I got Baldwin, Blenheim, Brayburn, Bramley, Cameo, Cortland, Cox's, Cripps, Egremont, Elstar, Empire, Gala, Annie Cripps, Jonah Gold, Raccoon, Noble Blush, Pippin, Pink Pearl and Down, Red Delicious, Ribston, Roxbury, Rome, Granny Smith's, Gravenstar, and of course the ever popular Golden Delicious, sir.
Oh, for God's sake, I don't care. I just want some apples.
You have to choose a variety, sir. I can't just give you any old apples. More than my job's worth, sir.
All right, all right. I'll have 6 golden delicious apples then. 6 golden delicious, I say!
Sorry, sir.
What?
You can't expect me to know if I've got any Golden Delicious in stock, sir.
But this is ludicrous. Does that mean I have to call the National Apples Office
Sir,
again?
yes, sir, yes,
Very
sir.
well. Hello? Is that the National Apples Office? Yes, I'm calling from Kevin's Apple Shop. I wanted to know if you had any golden delicious apples in stock there. No? Oh.
Oh, dear. Well, ask what I do have in stock then, sir.
Very well. Which varieties do you have in stock there? Yes. Baldwin, Blenheim, Brabant, Bramley, Cameo, Cortland, Cox's and Cripps, Egremont, Elstar, Empire and Gala, Honeycrisp, Jonah Gold, Raccoon and Noble Blush, Pippin, Biffin, Pink Pearl and Doan, Red Delicious, Ribston, Roxbury and Rome, Granny Smith and Gravenstar. Thank you. Every single type of apple except Golden Delicious, then.
Oh, that is an unfortunate coincidence, sir. Well, what other type of apple would you like, sir?
Do you take me for a fool, sir?
Don't know where you're driving at, sir.
I'll say which type of apple I want, and then there'll be some other problem, and I'll have to call the National Apples Office again and repeat the whole absurd palaver.
Not at all, sir.
Honestly?
Oh, my dear old mother's grave, sir.
All right, I'll have 6 Granny Smiths, then.
You certainly can have, sir. Here you are, sir. 6 lovely Granny Smith's apples, sir.
Might I have them in a bag?
Beg your pardon, sir?
A bag! Might I have my apples in a bag?
Sorry, sir?
A paper bag!
A paper bag, sir?
Yes, a paper bag! Like one of those over there!
You can't expect me to know if I've got any paper bags, sir. I'm afraid you'll have to call the National Paper Bag Office, sir.